my son. I said, I think I killed him. The last thing he said was, "You shot me."
This is 61-year-old Lori Freed, who shot and killed her husband, 61-year-old William Freed.
But I felt threatened, I guess. I don't know. I just cried. I'm sorry. You're going to put me in prison for the rest of my life. I know that. Please don't.
On the evening of May 29, 2023, an argument led Lori to retreat to her bedroom. When William followed her into the room holding a loaded rifle, something he had never done before, she grabbed a handgun she kept by her bedside and fired a single shot, killing him with a bullet to his upper chest. Officers arrived to find William's body lying in the hallway, a .30 rifle with a bullet in the chamber and the hammer in the firing position partially underneath him. The district attorney's office reviewed all the evidence, including crime scene processing, witness interviews, audio and video recordings, and the autopsy report. In the end of this interrogation, you will find out which sentence she got.
JR is what everybody calls me, along with some other choice names sometimes when they're mad at me.
No.
And this is Bill, right? Obviously something happened tonight, okay? Something serious happened and tragic. Our job isn't necessarily, we don't judge people, we don't condemn people, we don't talk down to people, we don't belittle people. We do investigations and we just try to find out the truth. That's all. That's all that we try to do. Okay. Obviously, you're not under arrest right now, but at the same time, you're not free to go. Okay.
What's the difference?
Well, you're just not free to go, right? Like we couldn't just let you go without at least trying to talk to you about what happened, right? But we are in kind of a controlled setting here, okay? So this technically could mean custody, all right? But that's why we have to go over what are your rights, okay? I guess why don't we start with you waking up this morning, okay? Why don't we start with that and we'll kind of walk through your day, okay?
Okay.
So what time do you think you got up?
I got up about 6.
6, is that normal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. 6 in the morning is a normal time for you to get up?
Pretty much 5, 6.
Okay, and then what?
I had my coffee, got myself ready. I promised I'd get out of the bed for the day, and I dealt with a little bit of depression. And I just said, okay, we'll do something. So we got up, drove to Hamburg to see if there was any kind of parade going on. By the time I got ready, it was probably around 10 o'clock. Takes me a while. And then we visited the cemetery, and there wasn't much going on. So
when you say we, was Billy with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then wasn't much going on in town, so we went back and got the dogs, and we took them to Dave's Falls. And after that, we took them home, and then we went to visit his brother and his brother's girlfriend in Beecher. And then we came home, and then the fan again.
Who's his brother?
Bobby Freed. He's been in prison for years.
He's the real big guy.
Yes. That's why
I got in a chase with him many years ago.
God, you let me go, and he's probably gonna break in and kill me anyhow.
Did you bring the dogs to?
I'm serious.
Mm-hmm.
Did you bring the dogs to Bobby's, or did you?
No, we took them home.
You took them home. Okay. So you guys got up, you went to Amber to see if there was a parade. You ended up stopping by the cemetery. Was that because it was Memorial Day, or were you visiting?
Because Memorial Day,
Okay.
we visited his mom's grave.
Okay. Were you guys drinking at the time?
He was.
He
I was not. Yeah,
Okay.
he was drinking from at 6 o'clock in the morning when I got up. That's normal for him.
How much do you think he drinks in a day?
I was trying to explain it's these big, I don't know if it's a gallon or liters or what. But there's at least one every 2 days. But it is from the time I get up in the morning.
Did you guys eat it all today? Did you have breakfast or lunch anywhere? Or?
I had my banana for breakfast, and then I had some muffins and applesauce.
Okay. Did you go to, when you went to Bobby's, did you eat anything over there?
No.
Okay.
And he didn't eat all day.
Okay. What time do you think that you went to Bobby's?
Maybe got there on 1.
Okay. And who was all at Bobby's?
Just him and his girlfriend Candy.
Okay. How was the day so far?
It was good till we got home alone again, and it was because I was sitting outside having beers. He got an attitude. He just always does. If I drink, he gets an attitude. And then he starts berating me, and then we start fighting. And then I go in the bedroom, and all I try to do is listen to music. I put the headphones on, listen to music, and he just got to cut me down and cut me down and cut me down. Every time.
So when you got home from Bobby's, were you home for the day?
Mm-hmm.
So where did you have the Bud Lights at?
Bobby,
Okay.
Candy. I don't know what I do.
Did you
So
get to
terrible.
Bobby's until 1? Or did you get to Bobby's?
We got there at 1.
Okay. So what time do you think that you got to your house?
I think we left there around 4, so probably 4:30.
So you got there around 4:30, and did you say he was upset then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Well, he was upset in the morning. I mean, because he was upset because apparently I made a comment at the cemetery about he took it as I didn't want to stay for the band, and I was like wanting to leave because his hips were bothering him. But see, that just is what triggers it. It's like, okay, let's go then. Your hips are bothering you. When I get home, and it's like, you don't want anything because you said you didn't want to stay for the band. And I'm like, I never said that. But you can't tell him you never said something because he's got it so much in his head that you said it. And I didn't. I would have been happy to stay for the band. He said his hips were bothering him. It's just the. I don't know how to explain it. When you live with somebody who drinks that much, they cannot remember from 1 second to the next what they have said, what has transpired, what has happened. Repeats himself constantly. He cannot remember that he just told you the same story 5 minutes. It gets just on and on and on. And I don't know. But that's kind of how the morning went. And then when I suggested, well, why don't we take the dogs to Dave's Balls? And then he got mad because I had to go to the bathroom while we were down at Dave's Balls, and I'm old, so I got stuck. And I couldn't get back up, and I yelled, "Would you help me up?" And he got mad about that. So we got back home, and I said, "Why don't we take a drive by Bobby and Candy?" And then that seemed to appease him for that time. Attitude again, we got him.
Did you guys, you guys didn't worry about supper or anything like that? No. Okay. So you got home about 4:30, and you said that the verbal assaults are continuing.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happens?
Well, I was sitting outside with the dogs, listening to my music, and by the time I decided to go inside and lay in bed and listen to music in bed, because that's just what I like to do, is have beer and listen to music. That's just when the verbal assaults were going on again. And he just had this attitude, and I was laying in bed, and he's coming down the hallway, and I don't even know what time he came down, a couple of times, just with his normal berating. And the last time I remember is when he had the rifle in his hand, and I grabbed the gun off the dresser that I had, and I just fired. And that's it.
So you're
I
laying.
didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I didn't even think I did them.
Notice the pronoun shift. She reports his statement, but does not yet own the action. This is a classic trauma response. The brain, under extreme stress, fragments the sequence. She fired the gun, but her memory does not connect the trigger pull to the consequence. The phrase, "I didn't think," appears repeatedly throughout the interview. Here, it is not an excuse. It is a neurological fact. High arousal, fear, and years of conditioned hypervigilance can bypass conscious decision-making. For a forensic psychologist, this moment is the nucleus of the case. Intent versus reaction, memory versus reality.
So
Last thing he said was, "You shot me." That's what I heard from him. Then I called my son. I said, "I think I killed him." And then I believe my son called you guys.
What, from the time that happened until you called your son, how much time
It
passed?
was like right away, because I was scared, and I didn't know who else to call. There was like no time. I'm just like, "Oh my God, Justin."
So when he said that he walked down the hall a couple times, what was he doing, or what was he saying then?
It's just, you know, the same. You're useless. You know, you're drinking when you drink. Don't you think you've had enough? I mean, it's the same over, and I only drink a couple times a month. But I'm a useless piece. I haven't done nothing for him his entire life. I haven't taken care of him.
You guys been together like 25 years, right?
Yeah,
If I did the math correctly before.
yeah. But I've never done nothing right in 25 years.
It's a long time.
It's not do anything right. It's a long time. Thus, many police calls, threats.
So when he's
He pushed me. He shoved me. Not a lot, but enough to put big bruises on my side when we first met in Hamburg. Probably my first clue not to stay with him.
So when he's walking up and down the hall, is he going into your bedroom?
Came into the bedroom, into the door.
Okay.
And that's,
A couple different times, or just once?
he came up and down the hallway a couple different times, which is normal when he's pissy at me because I'm drinking. Like, he won't let me enjoy myself. He's got to ruin it for me.
So did he only have the gun in his hand the one time?
Just the one. Yeah.
The one time?
Last time.
The last time? And did he say anything leading up to that? Could you
No,
hear him with the gun? Could you?
I just heard him coming down the hall, and then when he came in, I saw the rifle in his hand, and I grabbed my gun from the nightstand, and I just fired.
So
I don't know. I just fired. I didn't think, obviously.
So where was the rifle, or how was he? Did he have it in his hand, or was it down by his side, or was it up in the air?
It was just in his hand. I can't recall the exact position, to tell you the truth. I just saw it in his hands. He didn't aim it at me, but I felt threatened, I guess. I don't know. I didn't credit. I'm sorry. He's going to put me in prison for the rest of my life. I know that. Please don't.
Well, I mean, that's why we want to talk to get the facts, and obviously there's a scene there to
Do
look at.
do I need an attorney yet?
Well, how do you feel? I mean, do you feel like we're treating you fairly and having a conversation with you?
I do.
I mean, are you feeling comfortable? I mean, are we, you know what I mean? Like, we're just asking, like, what happened?
I'm answering questions.
Yeah, you are,
and
absolutely.
And I'm in shock
Yeah.
at the same time. But at the same time, I feel like maybe I'm telling you what happened.
Right. Well, and we weren't there, so we gotta ask, right? I mean, because our job is to find the truth, whatever that is.
That is the truth.
So you said he didn't point it at you, but he was like holding it up.
He was just, he had it in his hand.
Okay. Do you know why he had it in his hand? Did he say anything to you about that?
He was just being threatening towards me, like he always is. And he's always got those rifles in his hands. Well, I shouldn't say always in the house. He's always got them out on the land. He's always shooting them off. He's always firing them every time he gets pissed off. Somebody drives down the road too fast, too loud, he goes and fires his guns out in the field. He's got targets up in the fields. And I don't think he's even supposed to be firing them because they're in my name.
This is not a legal argument. It is a psychological autopsy of a 25-year relationship. She has internalized the A. The threat is not a raised fist. It is a steady erosion of self-worth. Over years, the brain learns to anticipate danger from words alone. Repetition is the weapon. For a clinician, this moment reveals learned helplessness. She no longer needs a physical attack to feel terror. A voice, a footstep, a rifle in hand, all become equivalent signals. This is the invisible cage of coercive control.
Did he say anything to you while he was holding this rifle? Or anything?
Well, you said he was threatening. Can you tell us more about that?
It's,
Like,
to me,
what did you
his
see or
threats
hear?
are when he calls me a useless piece of shit for nothing. You know, that the verbal abuse is threatening to me. It goes to my mind, and it goes to like, okay, you're going to start screaming, and he likes to scream and yell when he has too much.
Has he ever brought out a gun before, like you did tonight?
Yeah.
What has happened then?
Well, that's mostly just been in the living room where he brings them out and he aims them and holds them up. And he likes to scope it out. Whatever.
Sure. But I mean, like when he's arguing with you.
No.
So
This
tonight was the first time that he's.
That he walked down the hall with a gun.
Okay.
To the bedroom. Yes.
And where was your gun at?
Mine was on the not the dresser, but the nightstand.
Okay.
Which is, it's a very small room, as you probably have seen.
Yeah.
So
you
jumped and grabbed it.
So your bed is
Here.
right here.
My nightstand's here, and then the table's next
And then
to
there's
that.
like a dresser. Was the gun
The gun
here
was on
or
this dresser?
on that dresser?
Yeah.
Okay. So you had to get out of bed
Mm-hmm.
to go get this gun.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so was it just on the table or on the dresser? Or
No,
was
it's
it like
right on the table, easy to reach.
Okay.
What kind of gun is it?
38 special,
Revolver?
little handgun.
Do you normally keep that gun loaded? Looks like
is that just for safety or?
doesn't do you any good. No bullets on it, right?
No. Well,
If you're using it for home protection.
for safety, in case, he'd be gone, and then, and then I just thought, well, what if I ever want to take the dogs out in the woods and get something to have just in case, you never know what you come across. They told me to take a bear down, and when he actually bought it for me.
How many guns are in your house, do you think?
He's got the two that I know of, and
Where are they normally?
they're right by the doors typically, but sometimes he puts them in the cases and we'll lay them out on the chairs.
When you say by the doors, like I haven't been to your home, so I don't really know. The doors coming in and out of your house?
Yeah, like
Just
on the
standing
side,
against the wall or something.
yeah.
So so you had to get up. You got out of bed
Really fast.
really fast.
And
you
I fired really
grabbed this gun.
fast.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It just all happened really fast. That's all I can say.
Hmm.
I don't recall thinking about it other than feeling threatened by him, and oh no, is he gonna be stupid enough? And I guess I was stupid enough. And last thing he said to me was he shot me.
What did you say anything back to him at that point?
No, that's when I went and I'd seen him falling over in the hallway. And I was like, oh my God. And then I called my son and I said, Justin, I said, I don't know what to do. I think I killed him. And he said, well, check, is he? He doesn't look like he's alive. I said, what should I do? Should I call the police? Should I call a neighbor? What should I do? And then he just talked me into going outside and having a cigarette. Well, in the meantime, he was apparently on the phone to you guys.
Excuse me. So,
There was no thought. There was just no thought. I just grabbed the gun and shot. I did not plan it. I did not want it to happen. I'm sorry it happened. I still don't believe it happened. I still think I'm going to go home and he's going to be alive.
has he ever threatened you in the past
Yes.
with a gun?
No.
What kind of threats has he said in the past?
It's verbal. God, how many over 25 years? You are going to lose if you try to leave me. I'm going to have it all. You are a useless piece. Going back to that because that was his number one thing of telling me. You're a slut. You're a whore. You this, you that. Couple times I stayed by my neighbor Ben when he's gotten abusive. And I've never done any of that. Crazy. I was like 35, I'm 62. But it's the whole lifetime. How do I go back over the multitude of insults over 25 years?
Sure. And I guess maybe let me rephrase my question. Is it like, has he threatened to
He's
harm
threatened to
you or kill you?
He has, and it was recorded, and it was actually when we lived in Green Bay, and I was in a motel room because he said, I'm going to, and I had the police come at that time, and he was under arrest for that because they heard the recording. I had it on the recording where he verbally threatened to take my life. And he got in a little bit of trouble for that.
You know about what year that was roughly? If you just had to throw an estimate.
12 years ago, I had to throw an estimate. Yes.
Has he said
That was
anything?
on record. That's not the only time he said, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Did he say that today at all, or even within the past couple days?
Today, he didn't know.
No. Okay.
When you were laying in your bed, what were you doing?
I had my headphones on. I was listening to my music.
Okay, like off of your phone, or how do you listen to music?
Normally my phone, but I have my iPad that I was using tonight.
Like Bluetooth, was it? Or was it
No, I
hardwired?
just had songs that I paid for 99 cents a piece years ago, and they're just still on my iPad.
No, so what I'm asking is, your headphones, your iPad, you have to plug it in with a wire?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
So do you have your lights on in your room?
Yeah.
Like overhead light, a lamp, or what?
Just the light by the door where he came in. Just that light.
I guess I don't know what kind of light that is. So
Oh, it's just the light by the doorway. I don't know.
I mean, is it on the ceiling? Is it on the wall?
It's on the wall.
Okay. In your
It's a
bedroom?
light bulb. Yeah.
Okay. Would the light have been on in the hallway also at this time?
We don't have a light in the hallway.
Okay.
Does he typically sleep on the couch or in the
He
living room?
sleeps on the couch. Yeah. We haven't slept together in years.
Okay. So after you fired the shot, was it just one shot that you fired?
Just one.
Okay. Where did the gun go afterwards?
I really don't know. I don't even know. I shot the gun, and I don't know what I did with it after because I panicked because I heard him say, "You shot me." And the only thing I remember is going out in the hallway, and he was crumpled up on the floor, and I called my son, and I said, "My God, I think he's dead." And he was like, "Well, go check." And I said, "He's not moving. I think he's dead. I don't know what to do. Should I just call the police? Should I call my neighbors? Should I have someone come over?" And I told you that then. He talked me into going outside. He said, "Go outside, breathe, smoke a cigarette." And then you guys were waiting for me by the time I got outside. So he had already been on the phone with you.
Is that the gun then?
Oh my God, it is.
Okay.
So, it looks like it's back on the dresser.
It is.
Oh my God.
But I don't
even
know
recall
why
it.
there's like Tupperware on it.
Well, I don't know either. To tell you the truth. I didn't conceal it in any way.
Okay.
I don't know. I do not know.
Smoke a little bit on So where the gun is now, where would it have been prior to that when you went and got it? Where do you normally keep it?
It's usually like on the edge there, but it's usually in a little holster, not open like that.
So there's where it is underneath the Tupperware. Is that the table that it was at, or was it on this table?
What was on that one?
Always on that one.
I must have thrown it back on there when I talked to my son. I do not even recall that. I do not recall what happened to that handgun once I fired it.
So
I don't.
Well, I believe it. I mean, a lot of times during
I
traumatic
know,
events,
it's
the memory isn't the best.
So, I mean, they wouldn't lay it right on the dresser.
This is not deception. This is a well-documented phenomenon. Extreme stress triggers the release of cortisol and norepinephrine, which can enhance memory for the central threat, but erase peripheral actions, like dropping a weapon. The brain prioritizes survival, not record-keeping. For a psychological analyst, the absence of memory is itself data. It confirms that she was not in a cool, calculated state. She was in a survival state. The fact that the gun later appears covered with Tupperware only deepens the mystery of automatic, unrecalled behavior.
Last thing I remember is something. He shot me.
So you went and called your son.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go back into the house at all?
I had called my son from the bedroom,
Okay.
and after I had looked and seen Billy curl on the floor, I called my son from the bedroom, and he said, "Well, go up and look again." And I'm like, "He's not moving." I said all this, and then my son was trying to talk me up both proverbial ledge because I was panicking, I was crying, I was, "Oh my God, I killed him."
Yeah. But I'm just saying, did you go back in after you went outside?
No.
Like, did you ever go back in to check on him or anything like that?
No,
Okay.
because my son at that time had told me, the time I talked to my son, he had told me, "Take a deep breath. You know, first to check on him, and take a deep breath, Mom." And I was talking to him. I don't know how long I was talking to my son, crying to my son. But by the time he convinced me to walk outside, no, I did not walk back in the property because you officers were outside by the time I got outside and sat down.
Okay.
I did not know what to do.
Okay.
You know, where were you standing in your room at the time that you shot?
I was on my bed with the pillows propped up because that's how I listen to my music. When he came into the door with the gun, that's when I jumped out of bed and grabbed the gun and I just fired. I just fired. I don't know why I chose to fire, but I was scared. I was threatened.
So, where were you? Do you remember where you were standing? Like, were you right by the dresser? Were you? I guess again, I wasn't in your room, so I don't really know the layout too much.
It's close. It's the dresser is my bed is like this. The dresser's like got that much room in between, and then there's that longer dresser where you showed me a picture of the gun back on it. How close everything is in there.
Do you remember taking your headphones off or anything?
Well, I had after it was the third time down the bedroom because I didn't listen to music anymore. So I had to take them off every time he came in and had something negative to say.
Those guns does he keep all of them loaded?
I keep the one loaded
Yeah.
in my bedroom. I have no idea what he does with the rifles. I cannot lift the rifles. I cannot fire the rifles. I don't know whether he keeps them loaded or not.
Does he hunt or anything?
Yeah, he gets a deer hunting license every year and goes out on land.
So you don't deer hunt or anything like that?
I don't know.
Don't target shoot anything with them?
No. Dad always accused me of praying for the deer when he didn't get one. But no, I couldn't even when we're at the gun shop, I couldn't even lift the rifle physically. So, I have never shot the rifles. I do not know if he keeps them loaded or not. I'm assuming they're loaded because when he's pissed off and goes outside and starts firing, but I don't know how long it takes to load one either. You've got little ranges he set up back there.
So you don't have nothing to do with them other guns in the house, only the revolver?
Just the revolver. That was on my nightstand right now. I'm sorry we ever got that for me. Ever.
How often do you shoot that gun?
I only shot it once before, when he was trying to teach me how to aim it, but he told me I didn't know how to aim because I kept missing the target. And then I fired it tonight.
When did you get it?
Gosh. What month is it now? It's almost June. Maybe February or March.
February or March of this year?
Yeah, didn't have it long.
Where did you get it from?
Pembine. Gun shop in Pembine.
When was the last time that you shot that gun?
Tonight.
Before tonight.
Gosh, it must have been a couple of months ago. It was kind of like right after we got him. It was maybe that first nice, rare weekend we had in, was it February or March, where it got unseasonably warm in the 70s for a week. I think that's when he maybe took me outside. There was still snow on the ground, but it was warm enough.
Did you guys buy more than one gun that time?
Yeah, he bought the 2 rifles and the gun at that time. Well, he paid for them. They're registered to me, though, I believe.
When you, so it sounds like you shot it shortly after you bought it.
When it that night.
Yeah. How many times do you think you shot it?
I think I just probably loaded it twice with how many rounds there are in there.
Okay.
So,
I think there's 6 in there, so. 10 to 15-ish, would you say?
yeah.
You get more bullets for it in a box somewhere?
I don't know where he keeps all the bullets. I just loaded it, put it on my dresser. Usually they're kept kind of next to his TV on this other table we have. That's where I see the other bullets. He manages the guns. That was the only one that I had in my room, was just that little hand revolver.
How long has that been loaded for?
That one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, since that.
Since you shot it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never done anything remotely even close.
What looks good, yeah.
My entire life. Dr. Pepper.
Perfect.
I never thought this would ever happen to me.
I've enjoyed a sun kid.
I'm just, I still don't believe he's dead. I don't know how many times I can say that, but it has not sunk in. I don't know. I've been with him 25 years. How does that sink in? Oh, it just doesn't sink in.
Do you have any like security cameras or anything in the house or outside of the house?
No,
No.
no.
Because I think one of the guys had texted us that's up there right now, and I found what he thinks is like a camera, like it plugs into a wall socket or something.
Oh, was it that stupid thing he bought online
I don't
that
know.
he said doesn't work or anything
I don't know.
in the living room?
Yeah, it might have been in the living room.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know? Did he have an app for that or something? Or
Nothing he could figure out. I know he had it plugged into I believe, the kitchen socket that laid on top of the ceiling for a while, and he says the stupid thing doesn't work, it just beeps.
okay.
I thought that's what it was, something, a light switch or a light socket.
Yeah.
Is that what you were just talking about?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be a camera thing or no?
He said it doesn't work. I don't know, maybe.
Okay. So just a few more things, Lori. He said that obviously that the handgun is your handgun, right? And he said that the rifles were his. That's what he kept. Have you ever handled any of those rifles or shotguns or anything?
No.
Okay.
I've never shot them. I don't know if I've ever picked them up. I don't recall ever even picking them up because I couldn't lift them. So maybe when we were at the gunshot, they tried to have me lift a few rifles to see what, was good for me and what wasn't. But no.
I mean, with the intent, if you got the gun shop, lifting them up, for the intention to go hunting, or, why would you get a rifle for yourself?
I didn't for myself.
I know that you did, but you said maybe you tried to lift one up to see which one was good for
they
you.
were trying to.
So why would you get one? You know what I mean? I guess I don't know if I'm being clear.
I bought them. My husband paid for them for himself because he couldn't get rifles in his own name, so they were put under my name.
Is he a felon?
I don't believe he has a felony, but he believes he has one, but he's got domestics.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The stops him is the domestics. It's me.
This is a critical psychological and legal junction. More importantly, it reveals the structural trap. She owns the weapons, but he controls them. On the night of the shooting, the revolver, legally hers, was on her nightstand, but the rifles, also in her name, were his. This moment shows how domestic A can turn victim into accomplice without conscious intent. For a psychologist, it's a case study in the blurring of agency.
I'm not lying. There's been so much domestic abuse over the years, and my doctor got it all on record.
How about police reports of that?
Well, there has to be.
Well, I know that there was a couple incidences in Marinette County that I looked at.
Yeah, and Sheboygan County,
But the ones in Marinette County,
Brown County.
well, let me rephrase it. So in Marinette County, I believe the report rating system that we have now, we got in about 2020. So then we have an older system. So anything prior to 2020, I didn't look at.
Okay.
But the ones from that going forward, I don't believe there was any allegations of physical abuse. It was more verbal arguments or things like that. Is that accurate, or am I?
The verbal.
Okay. I mean, was there physical abuse that was reported?
Physical abuse.
But reported to law enforcement?
I don't think I reported that. I reported, like I said, he said, when he had a recording that was in Brown County, when they arrested him for that, and found his spot, and arrested him for that, and he got probation for that, and of course blamed me for that, for over the whole entire course of running his life.
Was there any other incidences that law enforcement was called outside of Marin County?
The Brown and Sheboygan.
Sheboygan, okay. Do you have any idea in Sheboygan, like what year that would have been roughly?
Oh gosh, that was probably 20 years ago. I had to guesstimate.
Do you remember what that incident was about? Like what happened?
20 years ago, it's been constant.
Okay.
Constant. He gets drunk, he gets abusive. Everybody's wrong, he's the only one who's right.
When is the last time that you can remember that he was physically violent with you?
Physically, it's been several years.
Okay. And was that the one in Brown?
That was actually when we first met in Hamburg, when we were living on Cotton Street, and he shoved me against the, we were in the kitchen against the counter, and I had a bruise this big on my leg.
Okay.
From that.
Were we called to that?
I don't think I called anyone on that
Okay.
back then.
Okay. So was that the last time that he was physically violent with you?
No, he's pushed me around.
Okay. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
When was that?
Okay, when we were in Sheboygan, I was pushed around a couple of times.
Okay.
Green Bay, I don't think he did in Green Bay. Or up here.
Okay. So you've been here for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And were you in Green Bay before it or Sheboygan?
Sheboygan and Green Bay and up here.
Okay. So when you were in Green Bay,
The majority has been constant mental, verbal abuse.
Okay.
30 years, he knows our history.
Okay. So when he came into the room and he was holding that rifle, I know that it's probably a blur.
It's a blur, but yeah.
Do you remember him saying anything, or did you say anything to him?
No, it was his third trip down the hallway, and he had the rifle that time, and so I grabbed my gun, and I shot, and then
Okay.
he said, "You shot me." His last words when "you shot me."
And we don't know why he had the gun.
And it felt it was to be threatening, but then again, I didn't know. I guess I didn't even expect to fire it, but I fired it. I don't know, I don't know how to say it. I did not intend for it to happen. I did not set out to kill my husband. I wish I could take it all back.
Do you have any thoughts to call 911, like to get rescue or anything coming after it
No,
happened?
because I called so many times, and they just come out and they say, "It's all right, nothing we can do. You've got every right to stay here." Then they just called him.
I mean, after the shooting.
No, I called my son. I didn't know what to do. I called my son. Panicked. Called my son. What am I supposed to do? I think he said. At that point, I wasn't sure. He said, but it looks like he said. And then I said to my son, should I call 911? Should I call a neighbor to come over to check? Should I do this? Should I do that? And he convinced me to just breathe and step outside and have a cigarette. And then we'd think about what to do. And then you guys were already out there. So he had already called you.
Were you guys, so when you got home today from Bobby's, what was that, roughly 4 o'clock-ish?
When we left there at 4, got home about 4:30.
Okay. So then you guys were kind of going at it at that time of day? Like, just in the house, or you guys outside in the yard?
I was outside, and then he started to lay down on the couch. I thought he was going to go to sleep, and I was going to sit outside with the dogs. But then when I'd go in to grab another beer, then he just got his same, what drinking for, Don't I think I've had enough? And all I'm doing is listening to music like I do every time I drink. I just like to listen to my music and have a good time, and I cannot enjoy myself ever when I want to have a few because it upsets him for some reason. Like, he can do it, but he don't want his wife to do it.
How many times do you think he's been arrested for domestic violence?
Well, I don't know how many times arrested for it. I know the time in Green Bay for sure. I don't know if he was ever arrested for it in Sheboygan when it happened.
Okay. What about, do you know if he, there was ever any, I don't know if he was married to someone before you or not?
He was with Deb DeBill.
Do you know if there was any incidences with her where he would have got arrested or anything like that?
I believe there were because he had talked he doesn't let anything go from the past ever. And he spoke very unkindly about her and her relationship and her cheating on him all the time. So whether or not anything domestic happened, but it's my assumption and assumption that she underwent a lot of the same things I underwent, whether she would admit that to you or not.
Where did they live? In Marin County or outside of Marin
They
County?
lived in Marin County.
Okay.
And that was Deb who?
DeBill.
Have you ever been arrested for anything?
Just drunk driving.
Drunk driving?
3
drunk driving?
prior to them being a felony, so I learned my lesson on the last one. I don't drink and drive anymore. And that was a lot of years ago. That third one. No, because I didn't want no felonies on my record, and I don't want any felonies.
Anything else that you've ever been arrested for?
No. Well, I think maybe when I was 18, I was walking down the street with an open container. And that's a lot of years ago. A lot.
Is there anything that we didn't ask you that you want us to know?
Oh. All I can keep saying is I don't believe he's dead. I don't believe I'm going to go home and he's not going to be there. Much as what's happened. I'm very sorry. I did not intend, I did not think. Obviously, it was a reaction. Am I going to prison?
That's not for us to decide. Essentially what happens is, everything's, investigated, information is given to our district attorney's office, and then it's up to them to decide whether they think some charges should be filed or not. Part of the process is obviously speaking with you tonight, to get your version of events, what happens. We did also get a search warrant for your house. I mean, we can't just go walk in here and look around, to try to look for any kind of physical evidence, to see if we can determine, by what we see. That's why it'd be great if this camera thing worked and showed something. Things like that. And I have a copy of that search warrant for your house that I'll give you, as well as the one for the blood.
Okay.
So, but it's going to take a little bit of time, for a district attorney to go through everything. I know that they were going to go up there and kind of look at the scene tonight.
So what am I supposed to do tonight?
Well, you're going to be placed into custody for Kevin Billy tonight.
I am.
Yeah.
For how long?
You're going to see a judge at some point in the next couple of days, probably. And then they'll set bond. Or, and the district attorney may look at this and, may charge it somewhere else, and may not charge it. They might not do anything with it. I don't know. But as of right now, that's the plan for tonight.
Want to call my dogs?
So, where would you like your dogs to go?
I don't know.
Ben has been capable of watching your dogs.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Who's Ben?
That was the neighbor,
The neighbor.
down the road or somebody.
Yeah. No, he's not going to be able to, because not many people are going to be able to handle Moxie. She's puppy pad trained. How long am I going to be in jail?
I don't know. I can't tell you that. I don't have an answer for that. We have a jail nurse here.
How much of that do you take a day?
3 times a day. I didn't think I was under arrest. I answered all your questions. Should I have gotten an attorney? Why am I under arrest?
Well, go ahead. You can explain.
I was just gonna say you're under arrest for killing Billy tonight. For shooting and killing him.
It was not intentional.
I
Felt threatened.
understand all of that. Okay, I do. And even if it was an accident, we still have to do it this way. Okay, that's just the process that we go through. Okay.
For a forensic psychologist, this is the moment where trauma meets the justice system. She constructing a narrative of fear, memory gaps, and years of A. And yet, when the words "under arrest" are spoken, she does not retreat. She repeats the core of her experience. Note the tense. I felt. Past, not present. She is already being processed, but she is still trying to make the interviewer understand. The threat was real to her, even if the rifle was not pointed. This moment encapsulates the entire tragedy. A woman who believes she had no choice, now facing a system that demands proof of proportionality.
If you wouldn't have talked to us, we would have brought you back to the jail. And then in my opinion, it is a good thing that you talked to us tonight and you told us your version of what happened. Okay. I mean, we did have an incident, in the last year, where a person shot another person and, kind of the same thing. We do this. You have to go look at the scene, what's there? Does it make sense? Does what you say make sense? Could that have happened? based on what we see. And in that case, I don't recall what it was, 4 days maybe. And then the DA, he said, you know what, like that was a self-defense thing, and that person was released from the jail and no charges. So how long this would take for them to review that stuff, I mean, that's not something that I can tell you. I mean, I'm sure it's not the answer that you wanted to hear.
No, I thought if I'd be cooperative, at least get to go home until things are investigated.
Well, we still have people at your house right now. Like, they're going to be there for a while, processing everything and all that. So, yeah. Well, I can get it when you're done with the phone.
What?
I was just thinking out loud. So, we could bring your dogs to the shelter if you'd like.
What shelter?
Probably.
It's Amber, but still, board dogs there. Or no?
I don't think there's an Amber vet anymore.
Oh, there isn't anymore. I guess.
Roxy, and
Yeah.
wasn't anymore.
Do you want to see if your son would, if we could leave the dogs with Ben for a day or two and see if your son can come up and get them?
Won't come up here from Hampshire. No.
Okay. I mean, obviously I don't want to leave your dogs at the house, so if there's another option, let us know.
I don't know. I hope I can get out to get
Otherwise,
an attorney to defend myself.
we'll have to bring them to a shelter.
All right.
Well, and just because you're being placed into custody tonight, it's ultimately up to the DA's office to decide whether or not to pursue charges after, all the evidence and reports are in and they can review everything.
How long does that take?
I mean, it's probably going to take a few days at minimum, I would guess.
I'm gonna be in jail a few days.
During that time, you would be, yes. And we want to do some background checking, if we can find some other historical reports and things like that. I mean, all those kinds of things give you more credibility into what you're saying, right? If we can follow up and verify it.
Can I talk to an attorney during this time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
Well, I mean, that'll be up for you to get a hold of an attorney. Like, we don't provide one.
I'll need a court-appointed one.
Okay. Well, I mean, in order for that to happen, you're going to have to appear in court first. Okay, whether it's for bond hearing or whatever the case is, if it gets that far, they will explain the process to you. They would refer you to the public defender's office. They'll do like a financial thing to make sure that you qualify and stuff like that.
Okay.
If at any point you want to talk to us, further or the next day or two, just let somebody know.
I told you everything that happened.
Sometimes when something traumatic like this happens, like you said, I don't remember what happened till they done it.
I didn't. As far as I knew, it was lying on the bed after I fired it, and you showed me it on the dresser.
But I'm giving an example. Sometimes during a traumatic event like that, like you don't recall things. But you know what? You may remember that in a day or two. So there might be something else that comes back to you in a day or two or whatever that, you're like, you know what? and I can't say what that would be because I don't know, but I'm just trying to give you an example. Like if something like that happens, let them know. We'd be more than happy to sit down with you again and. If there's any other details, there might be something that they find at your house. What that could be, I don't know. That maybe we want to ask you and talk to you about, like, hey, what is this, or how did this happen, or we're only one small facet of it because we're not out there and we weren't there. Does that make sense?
Not really, because we just never went through this.
Lori Freed was arrested on homicide-related charges the night she shot her husband. But after an extensive investigation, the Marinette County District Attorney's Office ruled the shooting was justified under Wisconsin law, and no charges were filed against her.